Hi guys, today I'm going to teach you how to crescendo and decrescendo. So there's three techniques that I know of. What I use is a combination of all three of them. Two of them I just use because of the superstition that it does help, and it does. If you do it separately, it does help, but I just like to do all three. And one, because it helps just kind of maintain that gradual shift in mind as I'm doing it. So as we know, mezzo forte means somewhat loud, forte means loud. I went through this in a past video for theory, so if you forgot, please go back and revisit that. But here are the three ways to do it. So one way is to use more or less bow hair, and what I mean by that is rotating the bow as you play, because the belief is that the more hair you use, the louder you are, and the less hair you use, the softer you are. So depending on where you're going, like let's say if you're doing a crescendo, then you would be using less hair. And gradually rotating back to more. So as you can see, I started playing sideways and then I gradually went like that. And that's the one that that technique is fairly good, especially if you want to do it gradual, because you kind of have to maintain where you're moving. The second technique that I know is one that I am also fond of. It's just putting more or less pressure, using your index finger to put more or less pressure. So again, the crescendo, if you're doing a crescendo, it would be. And the decrescendo would be. And it's all really just applying more pressure to get louder or softer. The third technique that I know is gradually moving your bow towards the bridge, but I don't really like this technique too much. I really do like to stay in the middle. But if it works for you, then I mean, go ahead. I know other players who do this as well, where they just, if you're doing crescendo, it would be, and they gradually just move towards the bridge, and then for a decrescendo, they would just start at the bridge and move towards the center. But I don't really like that technique. But yeah, those are all the techniques, and depending on which one you want to use, I guess it's fine, but you just should, one thing I also want to make clear is that depending on where you're going, like let's say you're going from a mezzo forte to a fortissimo, you do have to make the gradual shift quicker than you would like mezzo forte to forte, because it's somewhat loud to loud, but it's somewhat loud to extremely loud. So depending on the shift that you're making, you do have to do the transition quicker or slower depending on what you're doing. So like let's say you're going from mezzo forte to fortissimo, it would be like, and it would just be kind of sudden. I mean, not sudden, especially if it's a crescendo, but it would be quicker than if you were going from mezzo forte to forte, which is why I like to use the rotation, because it does help maintain my focus on that. But that's all guys, I'll see you next time.